Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. As requested, I wanted to do a 10-month update for Miss Charlie. And this was a bad idea. But as of yesterday, May 24th, this little one is 10 months old. And I honestly can hardly believe it. I don't feel like it's been that long, and at the same time it feels like it's been forever. Like I can't imagine life without her. She is growing so fast. I feel like every time I turn around, she's learning something new, or she's just doing something new or testing out something, and it's so fun to watch her learn. At the same time, it just kind of hurts my heart a little bit because I know that she's growing up and she's not going to be this little forever. No, I don't know. I know all mamas out there get it. It's so bittersweet. Like you want them to grow up and learn new things, and it's all so fun and exciting, and then you look at them and realize they're never going to be this small again. So that's where I'm at with her growing up here. She has a handful of things right now that she just loves. She loves Blue's Clues. We put the song on, she hears the song, and she's like dancing and waving to Josh and Blue. It's super cute, and it's nostalgic for me because I grew up watching like the OG Blue's Clues. So it's kind of fun that she's watching that show as well. This is gonna be a thing, all video, I have a feeling. She's watching Blue's Clues, not all the time, obviously. I'm not just parking her in front of the TV, but every now and then we turn on some Blue's Clues if we're extra grumpy, and it just seems to brighten her day right up. So why not? She loves any and all food, and she gets mad at you if you eat without her. Like if you try and sneak a bite, she knows it, and she just comes running over on her walker and gets so mad. So she's a snack stealer already. Yeah, you're a snack stealer. Yeah. She loves to watch the Roomba. I turned that on the other day and she literally watched it go back and forth across the room for a good half an hour. So that was a nice downtime for me, and she got to watch Rita the Roomba do her thing. She also loves like the regular push vacuum. She thinks that's amazing. So every time I try and vacuum, she's following me around and unplugging it. So unsafe, number one. Number two, it's really hard to vacuum when someone's chasing you and blocking all the areas you have to vacuum. She loves to FaceTime family. She hears the ring on the phone and knows exactly what's going on. She gets super hammy, like big old smile, super cheesy. So that's been fun for the grandmas because we have grandmas in Ohio and in California. So they love seeing her put on her little FaceTime show. Yeah, that necklace had to go. And a snack was needed. Filming with babies is not surprisingly difficult. Anyway, we ended up getting her a new car seat last week. She had been in the Even Flow infant carrier, the one that would like click in and out of a base. But she was getting super grumpy in it. Like 10 minutes into any car ride, she was just a stinker the rest of the time she was in it, no matter what we did. So we ended up getting her the Maxi Cozy Priya 3-in-1 convertible seat, and she has been so much better in it. So maybe she was just outgrowing it. Like she wasn't over the weight limit or the length limit for it, but maybe it was just a little too squeezy. So she really loves her new seat, and it's super cute. If you're looking at car seats, that one is lovely. Like I feel like she's like prepared to go to space in it, but it's bulky. So if you have like a smaller sedan or a car that doesn't have a lot of room in the second row, maybe not the best choice for you. Thankfully our car will fit it, but she's a big girl. Another thing she loves to do, and she's mad that she can't do it right now because she can see it, she loves to steal your cell phone. She thinks that's big fun. She also can't focus on one thing at a time to save her life. You must multitask when having bottles. She is mostly on formula now. I exclusively pumped for her for the first 7 months. And then at 7 months, I started introducing formula to her because I wanted to be, in theory, weaned and not having to pump and worry about all that stuff by the time summer came around, because I wanted to visit family and do all of that without having to worry about it. Obviously, with everything going on right now, that's not as big of a concern because we're not traveling. But I don't know, I'm kind of ready to have my body back a little bit. You know, when you're pregnant for 9 months and then you're feeding them for another 8 or 9 months to 2 years even sometimes, like everything that you ingest, they ingest. So it's really not your body in a way, like you are a vessel for their nutrition and their growth. So it's been bittersweet. Like I worked so hard to breastfeed for her, and you know, latching didn't work, and this was the only way we could get her fed that way was through pumping. So I worked so hard and was so diligent about it, and now to be purposefully backing down and like closing that chapter, it's really bittersweet. So I have good days with it, and I have like kind of mom guilt days where I should keep going like for the next 30, 40 years, because that's realistic. I mean, like through the end of the year is what I was thinking I was gonna do, but it's getting to the point now where it's just kind of running its course and it's time to let it go. But I don't know, it's hard. It's so hard. She is getting better at naps. We started sleep training her at night about a couple months ago, and she's getting better at it. She used to be in a pack and play in our room, or a bassinet to a pack and play in our room for the first like 7 months of her life. And then around 7, 8-ish months, she was having a really hard time going to sleep. Like we could not get her to sleep unless she was laying in our bed with us, and that's not ideal, obviously. So we transitioned her up into her room, which is on the 2nd floor, kind of away from everything else, her own crib. And it took probably a week for her to get the hang of it, but ever since then, it's been such a game changer. She sleeps 12 hours straight, knock on wood, that keeps up. And it's been so nice to kind of have a little bit of autonomy as an adult in the evenings. I'm not worried about waking her up because she's upstairs, she's like away from all the noise, and she's getting better rest, so she's not as grumpy during the day. We are still working on getting her to nap upstairs. She's getting better at it, and she's actually been falling asleep on her own. Like I'll put her down when she's tired and she'll roll around and kind of mess around in there for 15-20 minutes, then she'll fall asleep. So that's been really encouraging, because that's something I've wanted her to be able to do, to feel comfortable doing. So I feel encouraged that she's starting to do that. She is crawling everywhere. She hasn't hit the speed crawl level yet, but like any day now, she's getting faster and faster and faster, getting into everything. I'm so glad I anchored all of our dressers and furniture that she could possibly pull over, because she's already trying to pull herself up on everything. She can pull herself up in her crib and in her pack and play to standing, and on us. Really anything she grabs, she can use as leverage. So happy that I got that baby proofing done when I did. She has also started mimicking us more, which has been so funny. We can growl at her or go like, rawr, and she'll roar back, and she'll keep it up for like a good 5 minutes. So that's been super cute. She is so opinionated, and I don't know if that is part of just where she is developmentally, if because she's in a leap right now. So she's learning a couple new skills, and I don't know if her opinionatedness is like really just her being fussy and like a little bit overwhelmed with everything she's like now perceiving, or if she's just a sassy girl, which, you know, she might just be a sassy girl. Lord help me. She is not happy unless she's moving constantly. Like if you put her down and you're not engaging with her directly, she is not thrilled. Like if you put her down for independent play, not about that life. However, if you're down there messing with stuff with her, or talking to her, or picking her up and putting her down and doing the whole run around with her, she's totally down with that. So working from home full time with that attitude has been a little bit tricky. Thankfully, I do have someone here in town, at least for a little bit longer, so sad, that has been spending time with her. She's actually spent like half days with her since she was like 2 months old. So she's pretty much been around her for like her entire life. We love Miss Allie. She's actually moving to Korea here in a few weeks. So this is our last, maybe our last week with Allie is this week. And it makes me so sad. I've been so grateful for her. She's been such an invaluable resource as another mom, and someone that I just totally trust Charlie being with. And that's hard to say, especially when you're like not near family. Like our family is on opposite sides of the country. So having someone here that I know I can leave her with and be absolutely 110,000% certain that everything is fine has been so wonderful. So I am going to miss Allie so much, and so hopefully we'll keep in touch when she's in Korea and she can keep up on where this little buggle has been going, So 10 months postpartum, I am almost done breastfeeding. Like I was saying, I'm down to 1 pump per day for her. So she's getting about 1 bottle of breast milk and then like 5 or 6 bottles of formula, depending on how hungry she is, in addition to all of the solid food that she either gets or steals off of our plates. I am, now that I'm on the tail end of breastfeeding, I am starting, not the bounce back process, because that's totally unrealistic. Like some ladies, God love them, they just have that ability. I am not one of them. But I do want to start paying a little bit more attention to me and just taking care of myself instead of taking care of myself in order to feed her. Which, when you're breastfeeding, you really can't like limit your calories and do any of the weight loss stuff because it affects your supply. So if you do that, you run the risk of not having enough milk for them. So that has not been a priority much. I know it's gone, I took it off. That's fun. No. To be honest, I haven't really been exercising that much. I probably go for a walk with her for like half an hour at a time, once or twice a week. I haven't really been doing anything outside of that. I really haven't been motivated to do anything outside of that. I work full-time for State Farm, and then I do this, and then mom stuff and house stuff and trying to be a wife. It's kind of like, what else can we throw in the mix and keep our sanity? So I'm just going slow with it and just being more conscientious of what I'm eating, and just seeing where that goes. I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself to like lose a ton of weight or look a certain way. I'm just trying to be a little bit more thoughtful on how I'm treating myself. And some days are easier than others. It's really easy to get self-critical. I think especially as a woman and especially as a mom, like there's a lot of pressure either that you put on yourself, that other people do, and it's really easy to get wrapped up in it and stray from what the reality is that you have this tiny human that's demanding and needs your attention all the time. And sometimes that means that you don't eat dinner because you were chasing them around for the last 2 hours and they were grumpy and they didn't want to do this and they didn't want to do that. And oh, hi. That was very sweet. Someone's ready for a nap. Hey now. Hi. Do you want to go take a nap? Okay, we can go take a nap. Okay. Be right back. All right, made it to nap time. Hopefully she stays asleep. She has not been sleeping very long lately, which has been contributing to her opinions. Thank you so much for checking in on me and Charlie. We are doing great. Danny's doing great. He's having some man time right now with his friends online. We're just doing our thing, and we'll check back in with you guys next week. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, like this video, share it with a friend if you think it's cute, and we will see you next week. Bye.